Hey, Cole, good to see you. Oh, hey, I love that image. That was a great series, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, well
Oh, I
done.
didn't realize how shiny my forehead is. I need makeup.
Cole, we're only getting 26 cents a month out of this. We don't can't afford makeup, remember? Jeez.
Usually
Okay,
my dog
because we
Juno like my forehead.
because we stink, I'm going to do this at the front end. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you like what we're doing, and you know what, we are getting more and more comments, and we really appreciate that. It makes it fun to get some dialogue going, and it helps us understand that people are actually enjoying some of the things we're doing. People have actually told us that we're funny, which I find
We should do
amazing.
this no matter if
Yeah,
how many subscribers or how many comments. We enjoy insulting each other.
we do. We do. We do. So, hey, let's today talk about comparing your work to other people or to others. Let's just say comparing your work to others. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on that.
Yeah, me too, actually. Can I go
One
ahead?
of
Yeah,
the
please.
great benefits of photographic celibacy is I have less opportunity to compare my work to others
Yeah.
because no matter how much you love your own work, you look at someone else's, you go, oh man,
Oh,
that's so good. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I was just there standing in that spot? Why didn't I see that?
drives me crazy.
Boy, I love how he got his blacks, or there's just no value in comparing. We're
Yeah.
not trying to win a contest. We're not trying to be better than someone else. We're trying to be our best self.
Yeah.
So, what's the value?
Yeah. And I love the expression because I have this in one of my presentations. Teddy Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. And that's, boy, when I read that or somebody sent it to me, I can't remember where I got that from. It resonated so deeply because that's so true. And as much as you say, Cole, that we see somebody else's image, or even when we're on a workshop and somebody sees a scene and they say, come look at this, come look at this, and you go, ugh, wow, that's really fantastic. Boy, that feeling is palpable for me. I mean, it's a real feeling of
Well,
dread almost when I
this brings
compare.
up a thought, John. When we begin a photo tour, the first evening, people share 10, 15 images. And I always feel a bit uneasy because we have people of varying degrees of proficiency.
Yeah,
They're at various stages in their creative process, and you can't help but compare. And
yeah.
if you're the last person and you're
Oh,
year one into photography, I'm feeling bad. I'm
yeah, for
feeling
that
bad.
person.
Yeah, we might want to talk about if there is an alternative that doesn't,
Yeah,
I don't
mix
want to
up the
say,
images so that they're not, I don't know, but that's I have had that feeling personally when I was initially going on workshops. There were times where I wouldn't show my images because I felt so inferior because I knew who was there on that workshop.
yeah, yeah. It was when you and I do something together and I go first, I always feel bad for you having to follow me.
But I feel bad for me too.
But we might think about if there is a
Yeah,
different way, a better way, so it doesn't encourage comparison. I don't want to say encourage, but I don't know, have a better word.
yeah, so that it eliminates the possibility of those feelings of comparison because that's real. But that's a pretty good idea. I mean, how do we do that? We'll talk to our
Oh, yeah,
customer base too, see what they're feeling. Maybe they're just
yeah.
totally okay with it. I would think if you're really uncomfortable, you're not going to share, kind of like I did early on. And I still have that happen once in a while if somebody doesn't feel comfortable enough sharing. But back to,
It's interesting. How do we overcome that feeling ourselves instead of eliminating the scenario where you might compare? How do we overcome it ourselves? I think for me, it is to say it's not a race, it's
yeah,
not a competition. I'm doing the best that I can today, and
yeah,
I want to keep moving forward. And comparing doesn't help me move forward.
no,
I hear a lot of people say, I love looking at other people's images, it inspires me. I can't relate to that. I find myself either discouraged by comparing or copying their ideas and looks.
Yeah.
So I really have to focus on what it is I'm trying to accomplish.
So here's a thought. So
You
what
can't say that. I think Brooks Jensen
oh,
has
that's
that.
he's yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
here's a thought. Take
Here's a
that
thought
back.
it, but it's his title. It's not a title. It was just a
Oh.
comment in the middle of a dialogue here. So what do we do instead of comparison? What's the antidote to comparison?
Well, it leads to another question we had on our list. How do you build self confidence as an artist? It really is the self confidence factor that allows you to see someone who's better and not feel bad or not compare. And so I don't know if we want to morph into how to build self confidence or save that for a whole topic.
Well, let's keep going because we haven't gone super long so far on this one.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So we both agree that comparison is the thief of joy. Be careful; it can really, be a blocker. And then the antidote you're saying then is to build self confidence. So how do you do that?
Well, some would argue it is success. And of course,
Yeah,
that goes on to what is success. But for me, it is attempting something, achieving it, and feeling good about my accomplishment.
right.
It doesn't come from everybody saying, oh, you're wonderful, you're great. It comes from you having a feeling of accomplishment because you tried to do something and you did it.
Yeah,
And so I
yeah,
guess,
yep. I think you're right, but I guarantee you, in that mix is going to be people who are at camera clubs and they're getting feedback and then they're getting accolades, and that's another whole show that I want to do. I don't want to talk
hammer
about,
clubs, yeah.
well, the camera clubs and also praise. I mean, I know you have strong feelings about praise, and I'd really like to save that for another time. But just suffice it to say right now, I would be cautious with praise as an antidote, because I think that praise is coming through the lens of somebody else, right? And again, for you and I, what we are hoping to foster is this ability for others, or for our audience at least, to find success on their own
Yes,
without.
being independent. That's my
Yeah,
whole purpose, is to be independent, not in a bad way, but to be my own judge of my work,
right.
because I know what I'm trying to say, trying to express, trying to do. And when I accomplish those things, I gain self-confidence
Yeah, I
and
would
I
agree
become
with that.
less dependent on the praise of others or the accolades of others.
Yeah,
And I think that's just what an independent artist, and I think you have to be independent to create great art.
I would agree with that because I'm thinking about great arts, Renoir, Matisse, Picasso, on and Rembrandt, on and on and on. Do you think that they received, uh, support and accolades? Did they go search out that from their peers? I would love to know that answer, but my gut tells me they did not.
I think Picasso had an Instagram account. I think he was looking for the
Did
likes.
he? So he was a pioneer then,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
way before we even thought about it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, look, we all love praise.
Yeah,
Remember that Linda Ronstadt quote? It's great to receive praise. It's great to be praised for your work, but it's not what you do it for. You do it for the work, and if you're doing it for the prizes, you're in for big trouble. We've got to learn to be independent, be our own art critic. Only we know our vision and if we achieved it or not,
yeah,
and gain confidence in yourself. And
yeah. Agree. Well, good thoughts as usual. We'll be back with
where are you off
more.
to next?
What, with you to the Faroe Islands.
That's your next trip.
My next trip is the Faroe Islands
Okay.
with you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you're home for a bit then. Good.
Yeah, for a month this time. Very exciting, and,
Nice.
and
Nice.
very excited to go back to the Faroe Islands again.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's going to be interesting to see the changes that have occurred since COVID. We know
Yes.
there's been more hotels built. We're likely to see
Yeah.
more crowds. I
Yeah.
feel a little guilty for being a part of promoting that thing.
Yeah.
But we've got our favorite. Going back to expectations, we're going to have our favorite spots. We're going to want to go back to, and
Right.
the challenge will be to see something new that we didn't see
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Looking forward to it, buddy. As usual. Enjoy being with you. Folks, we do
Okay.
appreciate very much you following along, making your comments, liking and subscribing, even though that's not our goal. We don't, honestly, we've never spoken about a goal of how many followers we want. It'll be what it'll be.
530. We need 3 more people.
We need 3 more.
530.
I think 4 more. I think we're at 524. So 6 more.
Oh, 6 more. Okay.
530 would be good. Because
let's shoot for the stars.
300. I mean, 560. Okay. Thanks for watching, folks. Take good care. Bye-bye.